Welcome to this third and final interview in the series previewing the OQL Low Brow MIMIR Tier 1 final, and I'm delighted to be chatting to Alan Morgan. We'll find out about his background, we'll find out about his route to the final, his highs and lows, his good subjects and bad subjects, and we'll also talk about his expectations for the final. In the other videos in this series, you might already have seen us talk to Lewis Jones and Dave Gregson, and coming up there'll be a video previewing the final from a statistical point of view. But now, Alan Morgan. I'm delighted to welcome Alan Morgan onto All Things Quiz. Welcome, Alan.
Hello, Gareth. Nice to be here.
So congratulations on reaching the Tier 1 final. For those people who don't know anything about you, could you just give a little bit of background about your quizzing experience?
Yeah, I guess I've been, I suppose I've been quizzing for about 15 years properly. I used to be one of these people that sat at home and shouted at the telly. And then I got on something called Come and Have a Go. So before Ant and Dec ruined everything, you could play along. And I played along and then got on the next week and made a few quid and thought, this is all right. So then I did that again and I did a bit of telly stuff. And then actually, weirdly, I got into kind of proper quizzing because I met you on the tube.
Yeah.
And I'd been on Only Connect, I think, or I just applied for Only Connect and I recognised you from it and we got chatting and then I vaguely got sucked into sort of QLL. But Chiltern Quiz League is my main league because I don't live in London. I do the summer. I've dabbled with it this year online. I'm lockdown latecomers, as is Dave. In OQL, and I guess over time, because you can't get on Money Quiz anymore, I've done Brain and Britain, which was mixed, and I did Mastermind where I was semi-finalist and didn't miss out by much, but I missed out. That's me.
So that is, quite a good pedigree, and yeah, I remember that seeing you on the tube train. It's funny how things turn out, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, would you describe yourself as a lowbrow specialist? Because the competition has been fierce going into it. Did you think you had a chance of making the final?
No, absolutely not. And I feel a lot like that Australian fella that won the speed skating a few years ago when everybody else fell over, because there are much, much better players 5 or 6 or 7 levels down, but they've all taken points off each other. So as they've fallen over, and gone into the hoardings, I've skated round. So no, I never thought I'd be in the final. But yes, I do see myself as a GP, as a lowbrow man. And yet, funnily enough, the first ever GP that I did, because I've only really been doing them for a couple of years, was when they did the lowbrow and the highbrow together. And I scored better on the highbrow than I did on the lowbrow that day. But I absolutely see myself as a lowbrow, but there were still big holes in lowbrow.
Well, you know what you've got to do now? You've got to make sure you get the name of that Australian skater in your head. Just in case.
Because that will come up, won't it? Yeah, that's coming up now. Yeah, exactly. I've been very lucky with how the questions have fallen, so don't rule that out. Yeah.
So you had an absolute beast of a semi-final. Has that erased your memory of everything that went before, or are there any other?
Yeah, it largely has. It largely. I mean, as the fixtures have come up, you've seen some groups of death, and I mean, I had none of them were easy by any stretch, but I wasn't in one of those groups where you looked at 4 names and thought, oh well, that's me buggered. But certainly the last 3 matches, I've looked at it and thought that's me buggered, and I've still managed to squeeze through. I lost one to Steve Lilly. And then I got through on a tough quarter final with Phil Small and Dave McBrien. That wasn't an easy game. And then yeah, you're right. That semi final was just it was horrible, wasn't it?
Well,
you've got to feel really bad for Mike and for Nick, who that they were winning scores.
Yeah, they were in other games.
Yeah.
It would have been. I mean, you got 12 out of 15 in your own, which in most other games kind of puts you nice and clear out in the lead. But Ian got 14 out of 15.
Yeah.
And
Mike got 30. Mike beat us on.
Yeah.
Mike beat me on his own questions. Yeah.
But what was crucial, I think, in that semi-final, you picked up 3 bonuses out of 3 attempts, and that made the difference. Were there any of those bonuses where you're out on a limb, or were you just kind of, because you kept your powder dry, you got the ones that you're waiting for?
No, no, not really. So I wrote a question for the OQL Friendly about a month ago, and it started off as a bra pair, which then became a Dragon's Den bra pair because of Michelle Moan, and then I moved away from her because she actually wasn't. And then it became a Rigby Impeller and a Harrods Royal Warrants. Yeah. So about a month ago, I was looking at bras quite a lot for research purposes only,
of course you were.
I should add. But yeah, so I knew that, and I knew Mabel because she's always on Sunday Brunch, and I quite like Sunday Brunch. But the NHL was just an absolute punt. I know a handful of players, and I had 2 left in my head, but it was round 5. Any earlier than that, I would not have thought of throwing it in because I really didn't know. That was a wing and a prayer.
And yet that was the difference. That was what got you over the line.
Well, I'll put it down to my bra knowledge, I think. Yeah, but the winner was the last one.
What would you say your strengths are?
Film is absolutely my strength. And if you watch enough films, just like if you read a lot of books, you pick up other stuff. So there's other stuff that which might well be highbrow stuff, but there's other stuff that you pick up from just watching movies. So film, definitely. TV's not bad. The right kind of music would be okay. And there are great big empty chasms. A lot of sport, but there's also a lot of sports that I know very little about. If I'm interested in it, it sticks, Gareth. Like, probably for most people watching it. If you're interested in it, you'll remember it, and if you're not, it can be a chore.
Yeah, you were the leader in the film genre, which clearly is a strong element of your area of yours, and you got 100% on miscellaneous, which clearly indicates you're good at kind of picking up the waifs and strays from all over.
What does miscellaneous mean, though?
I have no idea, but you were 100% on
it. Yeah, I'm the man on that. Yeah, great. Yes, but video games, I seem to remember that was 8. Although I've picked up a couple since, because the last couple of rounds, the quarter and the semi, I think, were both slightly softer video games. But yeah, in the early stages, I mean, it's not my bag.
No. Well, looking forward to the final, what do you think your chances are?
Well, I'm very happy to be there. Ian was frighteningly good in the match that we played. I've felt that I've been due a rough set at some point, and if I get a rough set, I've not got a chance. And if I get a set that really suits me, then who knows? Who knows? But I think the quads would have to fall my way. I just hope that when it comes to the scores, when they finish, are not 16, 15, 14, 3, and I've got the 3. If I'm in there with a shout, that would be nice. But I've taken some scalps, so you don't know.
No, as I said to Dave, with 15 quads, there's a lot of luck with how it falls, and if it falls your way and you get everything right you should have got right, then you've got a chance.
There's always 2 films, and that's a plus for me because film is my thing. So there's 2 there that I would hope to do all right on or pick stuff up on, and that is a plus. It just if the music's the right era, fashion I'm okay, food and drink I'm okay. If the music is the other one, is it needs to be the right era. But if they fall right, you just don't know.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on reaching the final, and best of luck. I'll be looking on with interest, having failed to make my own final. So hope you do yourself justice and nail everything you should nail, and come away not having got 3.
Not having got 3, yes.
So thanks for joining
4,
us, Alan.
that's the target now. 4. Let's go for it.
Thanks for joining us, Alan.
Cheers, mate. No worries. Thanks.